Welcome to the Vue 3D Chart Component tutorial. The Syncfusion Vue 3D Chart is a graphical representation of data in 3 dimensions, showcasing relationships and trends among variables. Imagine you want to analyze your company's monthly sales data to determine its growth. Visualizing data in a chart will let you understand it more quickly. In this video, I will show you how to visualize such sales data in a column chart using the Vue 3D Chart component. There are over 6 Syncfusion 3D chart types available in Vue, but I will use the column chart and show you how to enable a few of its basic features. I will start with the application creation process. I'm going to create a Vue application using the Vue command. Make sure you have installed the latest versions of Vue and Node.js. To create a project in Vue, I open Visual Studio Code and type the command npm create Vue at latest. I provide the app name, my Vue app. Next, I choose Vue as the framework and JavaScript as the variant. The Vue project has been created. I navigate to the newly created Vue app and install the required dependencies using the npm install command. Now the application is configured with the default settings of a Vue project. To add the Vue 3D chart component, I install the npm install at Syncfusion/ej2 Vue charts --save command. This package will install the Syncfusion Vue charts package along with its dependencies. Once the installation is completed, the application is ready to use. The first thing I must do here is register the trial license key to use the Syncfusion components. I open the main.js file and import the register license method from the Syncfusion ej2 base package. Using this method, I register the trial license key. To see how to generate the license key, refer to the link in the description below. The application is now configured to use Syncfusion Vue components. To start using the 3D chart, I open the App View page and remove the default code snippets. I import the Chart 3D component from the Syncfusion ej2 Vue charts package. Then I add the 3D chart by adding the ej's chart 3D tag. I save the changes and run the application using the npm run dev command. You can see the chart rendered with 2 axes X and Y, with no data points displayed. Next, I will show you how to populate data in the chart and display it as a column series. To render a column series chart, first I need to define an eChart 3D series collection tag, which is of type array and can contain several eChart 3D series definitions. Within it, I add the eChart 3D series tag. To access the eChart 3D series collection and eChart 3D series tag, I need to import the Chart 3D series collection directive and Chart 3D series directive modules from the Syncfusion ej2 Vue charts package. To render column type chart, I set the type to column. To access the column series chart type, I import the column series 3D module from the Syncfusion ej2 Vue charts package. I also declare an array variable named chart 3D and assign column series 3D class to it. Then I include this chart 3D variable in the provide section. Next, I am going to populate the column chart with data. As I said before, I create sales analysis data source by creating an object series data and assign an array of objects with 2 fields named month and sales value. Then I assign the series data to the data source property and map the data source fields, month to the X name property and sales value to the Y name property of the series. I am using categorized data for the x-axis, so I need to customize the x-axis value to category to display the month values in the chart. I define the primary x-axis variable and set the value type property to category. To use a category axis, I will import the category 3D module from the Syncfusion Vue charts package and inject it in the provide section. I assign this variable to the primary x-axis property. To access the provide service, I need to import it from Vue. Now you can see the column series chart displaying month values on the x-axis and sales data on the y-axis. Now I am going to show you how to set a title to the chart. To set the title for the chart, I define a variable title and set the value to Sales Analysis. Then I assign this variable to the title property of the chart. See now, the 3D chart has been rendered with the title Sales Analysis. Now let me show you how to add data labels to charts to display information about the data points. I define an object named DataLabel and set the visible property to true. Then I assign this variable to the DataLabel property of the series. To access the data label, I import the DataLabel 3D module from the Syncfusion Vue charts package and inject it in the provide section. Check, the column chart is displaying data labels on each of its data points. Next, I am going to add a legend. A legend gives more information about the series in the chart. I define an object named LegendSettings and set its visible property to true. I assign this variable to the LegendSettings property of the 3D chart component. To access the legend, I import the Legend 3D module from the Syncfusion Vue charts package and inject it in the provide section. Next, I set the chart series name to Sales as a label for those legend items. You can see the chart displaying the legend. Finally, I will show you how to make the Vue 3D charts component more interactive by adding tooltips to it. I define a variable named tooltip and enable the tooltip by setting the enable property to true. I assign this variable to the tooltip property of the 3D chart. To access the tooltip, I import the tooltip 3D module from the Syncfusion Vue charts package and inject it in the provide section. See now, a tooltip is shown for every chart data point. In this video, I showed you how to create a Vue project using Visual Studio Code and add the Syncfusion Vue 3D chart component. I also demonstrated rendering a column series chart with basic features. If you want to see a working example, you can download one from the GitHub link shared in the description below. I have also included a link in the description to check if you qualify for our community license, which gives you a free license key for our entire Vue component suite. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.